Okay. Good morning to all. So, up to the last class,
Good morning,
we
sir.
have seen that uh, concept about the algebraic concepts. So, all the basic concepts were completed, and sequence and series and quadratic equations were completed up to the G1 level. Then we will go for the another important topic and very big topic, that is the trigonometry. So, keep the heading as trigonometry. Keep the heading as trigonometry. Now, listen it carefully, because it is a very, very important topic, not only for the mathematics students, for all the students. Because in everywhere, in every subject, the role of the trigonometry will be there. That's why it is very, very important topic, and that too it is completely a formula and application based topic. So lot of formulas will be there in that. Every student has to remember, has to by heart all the formulas thoroughly. After that, so how to apply that formulas onto the various type of the problems. So that also we have to practice it properly. So because this trigonometry has a lot of important role in all the science and mathematics subjects. So that's why the entire scientific development, whatever that was happened up to now, we can divide it into the two categories. One is before trigonometry development, after the trigonometry development. So before the trigonometry, the development in the science and mathematics was very limited. But when the trigonometry concept came to the existence, then the lot of technology was developed. Nowadays, whatever the technology we are enjoying, so behind all this development of the technology, the role of the trigonometry is much more significant. Because now onwards, in every subject, in every application, all the engineering level applications will be there based on the trigonometry only. That's why, so it is very important topic, that is the trigonometry. So all the formulas and the concepts thoroughly every student has to learn it with lot of interest. Okay. So, and if you come to this basic level of the trigonometry, and already in our school level, you are aware about the basics of the trigonometry. There just we have the only one topic, but if you come to this 11th and 12th standard, almost of all we have the 13 topics of this trigonometry. So that's why it is very important. It plays a lot of role or important role, and lot of concepts we have to remember and we have to practice. Okay. Now, if you come to this trigonometry, what is this trigonometry and what we are going to learn in this trigonometry? Means, actually this trigonometry, it is not the word from the English. So it is the word, it is the combination of three words that is derived from the Latin word. In that, one is the tri. Tri means,
Three.
that is the three.
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 And another one is that gonic.
Gono.
Gonos or gonics. Gonos, that is nothing but the angle.
Sides.
Gonos means angle.
Angles.
Metric.
Metron.
Metric means
Metron.
measurement.
Sides.
Measurement.
Metrons, that is the measurement. So that means, so the metron say metric was developed, that is called the measurement. So gonos means that is called the angle. That's why the meaning of this trigonometry is that three angle measurement. Three angle measurement. Where we will find the three angles?
A triangle.
Where we will find the three angles?
Angle.
In the
In triangle.
triangle.
That's why, so trigonometry, it is the topic which is related to the triangle. So in this trigonometry, we will find the relation between the sides and angles of a triangle. So by using this trigonometry, we will find the relation between the sides and angles of the triangle. But what is the use if you find the relation between the sides and angles of the triangle? Because lot of applications will be there for this. So particularly in the astronomy, if you observe this astronomy, what is the radius of the earth? Earth का radius क्या है? What is the radius of the Earth? It is around 4,000. What is the radius of the Earth? Almost of all 4,300 kilometers. So that is the radius of the Earth. How do we know? So anybody made the hole to the Earth and they measured with the scale? No. Only by using the trigonometric concept. Only by using the trigonometric concept they used to find the radius of the Earth. Similarly, we know that the radius of the sun also. What is the radius of the sun? Almost of it is more than 12,000 kilometers. That is the radius of the sun is around the 12,000 kilometers. Sorry, the radius of that is 6,400 kilometers. The radius of that is 6,400 kilometers, and the radius of the sun is almost of it is more than the 12,000 kilometers. How do you know the radius of the sun? How it is possible to know the radius of the sun? Because up to now nobody has entered the nearest to the sun also, but even though we know what is the size of the sun. So that is around the 1200 kilometers per that is the radius. But how do you know it? So anybody by sitting on the sun, they made the hole to the sun to find the radius? No. Okay.
No.
Only by sitting on the earth, only by sitting on the earth. So we have observed the sun by the telescope. Then we found the how much angle that sun is going to make on the human eye who is there on the earth by the telescope. Because if there is a sun and if you sit on the earth, from this earth we have observed the sun. So that sun is going to make an angle of 2 degrees. Who is there on the earth? So the sun is going to make an angle of 2 degrees. So if you complete this, suppose this is the center and we know that this is a right 90 degrees, and if you join this point, then we are going to get the right angle triangle from here. So here this is total angle is the 2 degrees that was observed by the telescope, then half of that will be the 1 degree, then this will be the radius of the sun. So we know this one angle, and we can find the remaining all the sides by using the trigonometric concept. So they did the calculations by using the trigonometry. They found the radius of the sun is approximately 1200 kilometers. And at the same time, they also found what is the distance from the earth to the sun also they found it. The distance from the earth to the sun means that is generally from the center of the earth to the center of the sun. That is, we will consider as an distance from the sun to the earth. That is, we will call it as an 1 astronomy unit. The distance from the sun to the earth, we will call it as an 1 astronomy unit. So that unit generally we will use it. That is, we will call it as an AU. So that is the unit generally we will use it for finding the very bigger length. For measuring the bigger length. So that is, we will calculate in terms of the astronomy unit. That is the distance from the sun to the earth. That also you can find it by using the concept of the trigonometry only. Because by using the telescope, we will find how much angle that each object is going to make at our eye. With that angle, then by forming that triangle, then by using the concept of the trigonometry, we can find anything. That's why. So we know the dimensions or the measurement of all the planets which are roaming around the sun. In the sun family, whatever the planets are there, so we know all the dimensions and what is the size of them, what is the distance from them, from the each planet, each other planet, all the things, everything we know in the astronomy. So for finding all the things, the role of the trigonometry is significant. So there's a lot of applications will be there on this by using the trigonometry. Okay. Okay. Before going to understand the trigonometry, first of all, you should understand the concept of the angle. The concept of the angle that we should know it. So first of all, you should know what is the angle. Then how do you measure this angle? All these things we should know it. So because up to the school level, you are aware about and we have used the word called the angle lot of times, right? Tell me what is meant by the angle? How do you define the angle? Angle, what is okay?
Displacement of a
How
ray
do you
from its
define the angle?
physical point is called angle.
Yeah, physical quantity.
The displacement of a ray from its initial point is called an angle.
The displacement. So how do you measure the displacement? Displacement means there is a place of the change of the
Measure
place.
of rotation of some rays.
Amount of
Measure of rotation.
rotation of a ray
Rotation.
with respect to its source point is called the angle. Okay. So listen that the angle we can define that the amount of the rotation of a ray with respect to the source is called an angle. Suppose there is a source. From this source, if one ray is going in one direction, if I rotate this source of the light, then automatically the direction of that ray is going to change. So suppose if I rotate it, then the direction may change in this direction. So how much amount we are rotating? So the amount of the rotation is called an angle. The amount of the rotation of a ray with respect to a source point is called an angle. So that is the definition of this angle. So generally these angles, we will use these symbols to represent the angle. Theta, pi, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, psi, etc. And of course, we can also use that capital alphabets also to represent the angle. So these are the symbols we will use it to represent the angles: theta, pi, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, psi, etc. Okay, so many other quantities also there, but generally these are the quantities we will use it to represent the angle. Understand? So this is the definition of the angle. But now the question is that how to measure the angle? For measuring these angles, we have the different systems we will follow it. Of course, lot of systems are there in the throughout the world, because in every country they have their own system, but the universally accepted systems are the three. So there are the three systems are there for measuring the angle. In that the first one is that first system is called, that is a sexagesimal system. The first system is called the sexagesimal system, or this is called the degree system. Of course, it is not the first one. So this is the second system we can call it as. And the first system is the gradient system. Gradient system, or this is, we can also call it as the British system. This is also called it as the British system. The second one is that sexagesimal system or the degree system, and the third one is called, that is the radian system. So there are the three systems generally the universally we are following. So gradient system or the British system, sexagesimal system or the degree system. The third one is that radian system. First of all, what is meant by this British system or the gradient system? So not only this angle, in every science concept, in every mathematics concept, so generally the Britishers will develop the concept first. Britishers are from the French or from Scotland or some small countries are there. The first concept will be given by them. But later on that concept will be taken by the Americans. They will modify that and they will use it to that, they will do the marketing for it, and that will become the famous later. So here also the first measurement will be given by the Britishers only. So how they given this Britishers, that is also called as the gradient system. So that's why as for this Britishers system, the measurement will be given as like that. For measuring the angle, what they did is they have taken a unit circle. They have taken a unit circle. Unit circle means the radius of the circle is 1 unit. That may be 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter, or 1 kilometer, whatever may be there. They have considered 1 unit circle. In this unit circle, they have divided into the 400 equal parts. 400 equal parts they have divided it. Like that, they have divided into the 400 equal parts. Then the angle made by each part at its center, the angle made by each part at its center, they have called it as a 1 gradient. So that is represented by 1 power g. So whenever the system, if you want to measure in terms of the gradient, that you have to represent by the g. So that is called the 1 gradient. So the definition of the gradient will be given as like that. A unit circle is divided by the 400 equal parts. A unit circle is divided by the 400 equal parts. Then the angle made by each part at its center is called 1 gradient. So total they have divided into the 400 equal parts. If you have divided into the 400 equal parts, now tell me what is the total angle in the circle? What is the total angle in the circle?
360 degree.
So the circle angle is 400
400 degree.
gradients.
400.
400 gradients, not the degrees. 400 gradients. Because the angle made by each part is the 1 gradient. There are the 400 such parts will be there. That's why the circular angle in terms of the gradient is 400 gradients. Okay. So that is the definition will be given by the Britishers first. Okay. That is also called the gradient system. So in this gradient system, then tell me what is the half circle angle? That is called the straight line angle.
200
200
200 gradient.
200 gradient. So 200 gradient. Then what is the right angle in that?
100
100
gradients.
100 gradient. So as for this gradient system, so these angles are measured as like this. Okay. Suppose if in our higher studies, whenever you want to go to the UK, to get the admission in the UK, there the entire system will be there in terms of the gradients only. And of course, they also know about the degrees, but most of the cases they use the gradient system only for measuring the angles. So this is the gradient system. So as for the gradient system, the unit circle was divided into the 400 equal parts. The angle made by each part at the center is called 1 gradient. That is the definition of the gradient. So therefore, the circular angle in the gradient system is 400 gradient. The straight line angle or the half circle angle is 200 gradient. The right angle is 100 gradient. Okay. So this is the point you have to remember. Now, so the first definition or the measurement of the angle will be given as like this. But later on, this definition was taken by the Americans. They have modified this a little bit and they have given the new system that is called the sexagesimal system. As for this system, what they did is they also have taken the unit circle. They also have taken the unit circle. Then they have divided this unit circle into the 360 equal parts. Don't ask me why. They are divided like that because they don't want to follow exactly what that Britishers are going to follow. So that's why even in the driving system also, Volta they will follow, right? And that's why they have to do a little bit modification, then they will follow that. So these people, they have divided the center circle into the 360 equal parts. Then the angle made by each part at the center, they have called it as in 1 degree. They have called it as in 1 degree. Okay. So the degree is defined as like that. A unit circle is divided into the 360 equal parts. The angle made by each part at its center is called 1 degree. That is the definition of the degree. Now understand that? So degree is nothing but a unit circle is divided into the 360 equal parts. The angle made by each part at its center is called 1 degree. That is the definition of the degree. Understand that? So this degree generally represents this 1 power d, or simply we'll write that 1 power circle we will write it because the definition of the degree is given from the circle. That's why this is the notation to represent the degree. You can write it as 1 power d or generally 1 power 0 or circle we will write it. So if this symbol is not there, so that is not in the degree. Remember that. Simply if I write that the angle is 180. 180 means it is not the degree. So nothing is there in the power. That is, we have to consider it is in terms of radian, but not in the degree. If you want to write the angle in the degree, compulsory we have to use that symbol circle at the top of that. or capital D, we can use it. So that is the angle. That is the degree. Therefore, tell me what is the circular angle? Or the circular angle?
360 degree.
360 degree.
360 degree. What is the half circle angle?
180 degree.
180.
Half circle 180 degree. That is, you can also call it as a straight line angle, or half circle angle is 180 degree. What is the right angle?
90
degree.
90 degree. So here, as for the gradient system, 100 gradients is the right angle, and in the degree system, that is equal to the 90 degree. So 100 gradients is equal to the 90 degree. Therefore, one gradient is equal to the 90 by 100. So 90 by 100 radians. One gradient is 90 by 100. So therefore here 0, 0 gets cancelled, means 9 by 10 radians. Means one gradient is equal to the 9 by 10 radians. This is the relation between the gradient and degree. Understand? So if you want to convert any gradient in terms of the degree, multiply that value by the 9 by 10. That will be converted into the degree. Suppose if there is a 35 gradient is there, 35 gradient, I want to convert that in terms of the degree, then 35 gradient is equal to, that is 35 into 9 by 10 gradient degree. 35 into 9 by 10. So therefore it is a 5 sevens are 5 twos are 9 sevens are 63 by 2 degrees. So like that, if you want to convert the gradients into the degrees, then that value you have to multiply by the 9 by 10. Similarly, 1 degree is equal to 10 by 9 gradient. So 1 degree is equal to 10 by 9 gradient. So if you want to convert the degrees into the gradients, that value you have to multiply by the 10 by 9. So degrees to the gradients, if you want to convert it, that you have to multiply by the 10 by 9. So you should remember this point. Suppose there is a 80 degrees there. 80 degree, I want to convert that in terms of the gradient, that is equal to 80 into 10 by 9 gradient. That is 9 ones are, 9 twos are get cancelled. So 9 20s are, so that is equal to how much? 200 gradient. So 200 gradient. so like the degrees you can convert in terms of the gradient. Okay. So means if you want to convert the degrees into the gradient, you have to multiply that number by the 10 by 20, 10 by 9. So 10 by 9 you have to multiply it. And if you want to convert the gradients into the degree, you have to multiply by the 9 by 10. So this is the point you have to remember. Now, this is about the degrees and the gradients. Now, come to this radian system. So this is the system is going to follow every country now. In every country, this is called the universal system. Even the Britishers also follow this, Americans also follow this, Indians also follows all the systems. So that's why, so the radian system, it is the universal system. So now onwards, from your up to the 10th class, you are aware about angle means used to measure in terms of the degrees only. But from the 11th standard onwards, so the degrees, the usage of the degrees is limited. Most of the cases, almost 80% of the cases, we will measure the angles in the radian system only. That's why try to convert all the angles in terms of the radian, because all the calculations also used to do in terms of the radians only now. So in this system, radian system, it is not defined, it is equated only. So because as for the gradient system, the straight line angle is the 200 gradient, and in the radian degree system, that is 180 degree, and this is defined as an pi radian. That's only the definition is given for the radian system. So 200 gradient and 180 degree was taken as a pi radian. So since this is the definition is given for the radian system, they have mentioned it is the pi. So pi means this is approximately is equal to 22 by 7, but not exactly is equal to 22 by 7, because 22 by 7, which is a rational number, but the pi is an irrational number. So but these two values up to the 3.14 up to the 2 decimals are equal. 22 by 7 value and the pi value up to the 2 decimals are equal. That's why pi is equivalent to the 22/7, but not equal to 22/7. So up to the 2 decimals, these are equal. That's why we will say that it is equivalent. But 22/7, which is a rational number, pi is an irrational number. So if we calculate the value of this pi, so because no decimal is the recurring, no decimal is recurring, under the decimals are not terminating. That's why it is a irrational value. Pi is an irrational value. That's why. So this pi is called the 180 degree. So this pi is called in terms of the radians. This power of this pi is nothing if we keep it. We have to read it as a radian. So nothing you have written there. That is, you have to read it as a radian. Or so this pi means that is nothing but the 180 degree or 200 gradient. So this is the angle of the half circle. 180 degree is the angle of the half circle or the angle of the straight line. That's why generally the radians will be represented by the half circle symbol like this. By the half circle we will represent it. Whenever there is an half circle symbol is there like that, this is, you have to read it as the radian. Or sometimes nothing is there in the power, even though we have to read it as the radians only. Suppose if they have mentioned that the angle is the 2. The angle between the lines is the 2 if they have mentioned. We have to understand that the angle is in the radians but not in the degrees. This is called the 2 radians. The angle is in the 2 radians. Understand? If nothing is there in the power means we have to understand that the angle will be in radians. So the radians you can also represent with a half circle like that. If there is a full circle that is in the degree, there is a g that is in the gradient. Understand? So this is the relation between gradients, degrees, and the radians. Understand? So this is the relation we have to understand. Now on both all the angles, you should understand in terms of the radians only. So we know that 180 degree is the pi radian. 180 degrees is the pi radians. Now tell me, 90 degree is equal to how much?
Pi
Pi
by
by
2.
2. Pi by 2.
Pi by 2 radians. Pi by 2 radians. 45 degree is how much?
Pi
Pi
by
by
4
4.
radians.
Pi by 4.
Pi by 4 radians. Then 60 degrees, how do you write it?
Pi by 3.
3 pi
Pi
by
by
2.
3.
Pi by 3 radians. This 180 by 3, which is 60. That's why this is, you can write that pi by 3 radians. So 30 degrees, how do you write it?
Pi by 6.
Pi
Pi by
by
6.
6.
Pi by 6 radian.
Pi by 6 radians. Similarly, if you want to write the 15 degree. 15 degree, how do you write it?
Pi by
Pi
12.
by
Pi
12.
by
That is
Pi
how
by
much?
12.
Pi by 12.
pi by
So pi
12.
by 12. Then 18 degree, how do you write it?
Pi by
Pi
10.
by 10.
Pi by 10.
Pi by 10. Pi by 10. 22.5 degree.
Pi by
Pi
8.
by 8.
Pi by 8. And 36 degrees.
Pi by 5.
Pi by
Pi by
5.
5. 54 degree. 54.
Pi
That
by
is 3 into 18 degree. 3 80s are.
Pi by
3 into 18. Where 18 means pi by 10. 18 means pi by 10. So 3 into 18 means this is 3 pi by 10. 3 pi by 10, that is the value of the 54 degree. Then the value of 72 degree. How do you write this?
4 pi by 10.
2 pi by 5.
That is 2 pi by 5. 2 pi by 5. And 75 degree. 75, I can write that 5 15s are 75. 5 15s are, where 15 is 5 by 12. So 5 into 15 means it is 5 pi by 12.
5 pi by 12.
So generally this entire trigonometry, most frequently these are the angles we are going to get it. So these are the angles, the standard angles we will get it. 180, 90, 45, 60, 30, etc. So all these angles in terms of the radians also we have to remember. So these are the most frequently used angles in the trigonometry up to our 11th and 12th standard. Okay, so that's why. So these angles we have to remember in terms of the radians, because most of the calculations we will use it by the in terms of the radians only, not in the degrees. So the usage of the degrees are going to be minimized here. So we are going to use this in terms of the radian system. Understand? So how to show this difference between the gradient, radian, and degree? Gradient, radian, and degree.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so you should keep
Yes, sir.
all these terms, all these things you have to keep in the mind. So all the calculations we are going to use by using this radian system only. That's why. So this is the things you have to keep in mind. So I will provide this notes later. Then you can go through that notes. Now this is the concept about the angle. Now, so we will see the concept about the trigonometry. So in this trigonometry, already you are aware about the basic knowledge or the basic identities about the trigonometry. So just I will mention that identities. So later on I will give some extension formulas on these identities. So first of all, in the trigonometry, this is not the derived topic. Remember that in the mathematics. So remaining all the topics are the derived topics, but the trigonometry is a defined concept. So remaining all the concepts are the derived concept in the mathematics, but the trigonometry is the defined concept. So all these functions in the trigonometry were the defined from the triangle. That's why it is called the defined concept. So in the trigonometry, so they have defined the 6 basic functions. Those are sine, SINE, cosine, tangent, cotangent,
Cosecant.
secant, secant,
And cos.
and
Cosecant.
cosecant. These are the 6 trigonometric functions were defined. These are the functions were defined. In that 3 are the original and 3 are the their co-functions. So sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So like that, the 6 functions were defined. So these 6 functions, in terms of the angle, in terms of the angle only we will represent it. If the theta is an angle, the sine function, so because we have considered only the 3 terms to represent that, that is sin theta. It is the one function, because sine theta, if it is there, there is a meaning. Only sine is there, there is no meaning at all. So including the theta, the sine theta is the function, but the sine is not the function. Okay, so for sine theta, and in the cosine, the first 3 terms will be taken as that is cos. That is, we have written as the cos theta. In the tangent also, take that first 3 alphabets, that is the tan theta. In the cot, the first T will take it as a COT, that is the cot theta. And the secant, take the first 3 letters, that is the secant theta. And the cosecant, if I take the first 3 letters, again we are getting the cos, that is already you have taken that, that's why take 2 more. That's why this is like that cosec theta. Like that, the 6 trigonometric functions we can write like that with respect to their angle. Okay, so therefore here sine theta has the total is one function. That's why, but some intelligent persons will be there. Suppose if sine alpha is equal to sine beta, they usually cancel the sine and sine. They will say that alpha is equal to beta. इसे कैसे कर सकते क्या?
No.
Because
No.
sine is not one term, and sine is not one term, because one intelligent student was there. So because suppose they have given that sin x is equal, sin x by n is equal to 6. So we have to solve this. Sin x by x is equal to 6. So he did it,
N
n
and cancel.
So x is equal to 6. Yes, proved. Is it proof कर सकते हैं? So n and cancel,
No, sir.
is equal to 6. So don't cancel that letter by letter. So because sine theta total, it is the one function. That's why don't cancel the sine, cos, etc. So these are the 6 trigonometric functions were defined. Okay. So all these 6 functions were defined for the right angle triangle. the definitions were given as like that. So if we consider the coordinate plane, in that, suppose if any one particular point is there in the first coordinate, if this point is at a distance of y unit from the x-axis and x unit from the y-axis, and it's a distance from the origin to that point if it is an r unit, and if the line joining of the origin with that, if it makes an angle theta, if it makes an angle the theta, then the sine theta is defined as an sine theta,
Y
which is
upon R.
defined as an opposite by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
The
Hypotenuse.
definition is given. Opposite side by the hypotenuse, opposite to this angle theta, that is y by r.
By R.
And cos theta was given as, cos theta is defined as an,
X
that
by
is adjacent
Adjacent
upon
side
hypotenuse,
by hypotenuse.
that is x by r. Okay. Only in the trigonometry we will have only the two basic formulas. These are only the two functions which are defined from the rectangle triangle. Only the two basic functions were defined. From these two basic functions, more than 2000 formulas were derived. Only the two basic functions were defined. From these two definitions, more than 2000 formulas were derived from this trigonometry. Okay, these are only the two basic formulas in this trigonometry. From this, the remaining functions were defined. So tan theta was defined as an, which is
Sin
sin
by cos.
theta by cos theta.
Y by X.
So tan theta was defined as an sin theta by cos theta. So sin theta by cos theta means तो दोनों में divide किया तो क्या मिलेगा हमको y by
Y
Y
by
by X.
y by x, where y is opposite